kids are coming back next week, and there's no place for the kids to go since the moon's gone. They're afraid to come here. Thursday night was my college night, and it was booming, and they're scared as hell. Do you have any answers for me?
Well, I tell you, one thing that I discussed with Jackie last week, and it's not a lower presence downtown, but I asked him to consider, and then we got to identify the funding for it, or we got to find somebody that would be reassigned to this, but was assigning essentially a downtown walking, officer that would have, relationships with the store owners. It would be more community, community, we call it community policing, it's more of an accreditation term, but essentially public interaction that's positive, and, somebody that would be down here more often, that would have a relationship with y'all, whose shift would vary, it would be less interaction behind a windshield, on the street. And,
what we call protect and serve, not ticket and harass?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
But
That's the
seriously,
real
it's a
issue.
problem.
That would be
I know you would
awesome.
rather have.
That would be good.
That's not a problem, but it's a big problem. And here's the deal. At the end of the day, meat and potatoes, you lose those college kids, this town goes tank. We need to fix them. It's a problem.
The problem is, the real problem with that, Jackie, is the problem is, it's kind of like asking the fox how many chickens he ate. I mean, he's not going to tell you this because he's making money.
Right.
Well,
The city's making money, he's making money on it, it's not going to be an issue.
Did you notice it as well?
And as an outsider, I mean,
Yes, as well.
I see a lot, my clientele's very different than some of the other, I don't have the college kids necessarily coming in and drinking my place, but I see what's going on. And in my opinion, if there's a person waiting for a taxi, they shouldn't be given a ticket for drunken public. If they are walking back, I moved to a small town because I expected the police here to be protect and serve. Police should say, oh, you appear to be a little inebriated, jump in the back and let me take you to your dorm, not let me give you a ticket for drunken public or arresting you.
It
So
exists.
there is I own a very different establishment than some of the others here. My clientele is a more mature crowd. They don't bother. If I put someone out on my cafe tables that I invested in that is my age or some of the other people in this room, there is not a 30-something police officer going to yell at that person for having a beer or a glass of wine out in front of my
They do
establishment.
that to Kathy.
I put a 23 or 24-year-old out there. Not only will they harass them for IDing them, they will tell them and have told them they have to go inside, or they will be ticketed or arrested for drunken public.
I've had people
This is
traveling,
not big city.
sitting out
That's
front.
crazy. How you gonna get to your
I've
car
had
for
people-
your designated
Exactly.
driver to
Thank
drive you
you.
wherever you're going?
I've had people from out of town
That's
come in
absolutely ludicrous.
and sit on the green tables out front and order a pie and order a couple of beers, and a police officer has pulled up and stopped and said, you need to go inside, you can't have that beer out here.
Happened to me too.
It's never happened to us, they just arrest them and take them to jail while they're standing outside waiting for a cab. But I think this is interesting. He runs a flower shop and he even saw. This is not, these are the people who
Well,
are downtown, they all.
there's a reason there's a law for it, and that's if there's 50 people out in front drinking, throwing beer bottles, the police can come break it up and arrest everybody. Just because there's a law doesn't mean that that law has to be rigidly enforced at every moment of
The
the
law
day
is not
for
being enforced
everything.
if it was written.
Well, what's to say the merchants can't request a meeting with Jackie Swindler?
Agreed. I think that if we all
I
come
think
together,
he needs to come and talk to the merchants.
yes, I would
Because he
agree.
tells you it's not happening. I have.
They
love the
money. When you can get $150, $175, $200, we work a lot of weddings. That's all mostly our business is. We're Newberry, but we're Columbia also. Columbia, they have the yellow shirts. They ride around. They're real friendly. Do whatever you looking for, a parking lot space or anything like that. Every Thursday of each month, Columbia, what they do on Main Street, they block it off where you cannot come down there. All the restaurants, any business comes out to the sidewalk, puts up tables, sells, has, last month they did the old cars, they brought in high school bands in, things like that. And everybody knows from 5:30 to 8:30, everything's blocked off, and then they go out and they give to anybody down there food or what they're selling. They always have something. They bring in the food trucks, that's really big, and sell a good price and everything. Wine, city does not. So y'all looking down there, you know, talk about plants, they got it. They got their hanging baskets, and the city waters everything, and even with the trees and the pot, it'd be beautiful with the plants.
Sure.
And what you need to look at too is, okay, you say we don't have this many public detox tickets or whatever, all this stuff to the college kids. You know, if there's a way to look at what that was reduced to and where you can trace it to, you get it at that point.
Literally ticket.
Yeah, because we noticed the Blue Moon, because we've seen, I mean, we're there 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning just doing weddings. But we noticed their parking lots not full, it's just a little crowd and everything. And what the police do, they stay down there where Henry Summers' parking lot is, down on the other side, and they're facing this way. Anybody that comes out, they ain't gonna let them get out of the parking lot. They can go down there or back on Main Street, and they gonna hit them at every light and stop. They've stopped me.
Until I lost my college night, they sit right here in Linda Renwick's and face this parking lot and watch them leave.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, they pulled me and they said, well, since I got you, I might as well look at your license and everything. I said, the best thing I like about Newberry, and the reason we're really still here, is the people. You know, the people will come in and you'll know whether they're out time, Asheville, Florida, whatever, the new people, and they really love our town. And the downtown and the older Newberry people, they want Newberry to survive downtown. That's what it's all about.
You even got people like me and Beth who went off to college and came back.
Hey,
Well, I mean,
Hey, but I mean, it took me years to do it. But I mean, you look at, I look at my class that graduated in 1980.
Yeah.
You know, Beth and David Wiseman and the people that have came back to this town.
Yeah, and raised a family.
They
Raised
feel
their
good about
family
this
here.
town. They do. I mean, they, you know.
get on the cheerleading bandwagon. We have a lot of great things, but there are some tweaking that goes on. I mean, I had a rookie cop, brand new police officer in town, I don't remember his name, who said to my patients outside, you have to go inside, you're not allowed to be out here. And he said, oh yeah, my supervisor just rolled by and told me I had to come in and tell them this. It wasn't that person, so there is some managerial and direction that's being directed towards these particular enforcement rules. And so again, I left a county with 10,000 police officers, and every time one was behind me, I figured they were waiting to ticket me for some reason or another, and they were. Coming here, expecting to protect and serve,
Right.
and just looking for a little bit more compassion, I guess, from a business perspective and others, but I still want, of course, a safe community, so it is a fine line in doing that. But,
We're tired of being told it doesn't go on. It does
Yeah.
go on all the time, to the point where if a cop stopped me, I would just freak out, because you never know what's gonna happen, because they really are that bad. They really are that bad, and we're tired of being told that it doesn't exist. When it put us, there's no way I can compete with that.
Now,
You're arresting all my customers, and
it's
you do
already
it for the
tough to
money,
compete.
but you put me out of
Business is
business, and then
tough
you lose the money.
Not
So
lost
why
my
can't we
college
cash
night, it's
out?
gone.
Stupid.
a long time ago, back in the 70s, that's how old we are. We're 70s.
I'm older than that.
We used to have policemen to walk even all the way through, check it, talk to you, but at night, make sure you lock your doors. We most of the time, we don't even lock our doors.
I think that's a great idea,
It's
Jeff.
really neat.
Get that walking presence,
Do it.
whether it's on a Segway
Yeah.
or a good old fashioned beat cop. It's not that big of a main street or even streets on the other side.
Segway to Jackie's
It creates a relationship.
Yes,
They walk up to
you
them,
walk
they
up to
search
it,
you.
can I search you?
Yeah.
Newberry's right.
I was thinking, you know, somebody that's really good people skills, you know, interacting with customers, the business owners, somebody you know by name. Probably
Is
a
it
very,
policeman?
yeah,
On our force?
probably
Andy
very
Griffin's not
young,
available.
so that